So hey guys, we've got the sauce back on the oven, and with these, all we're just going to do is just core out the top point, and then they'll be ready for put into some boiling water to get those skins off. And once your water is boiling, it won't take long at all. It's seconds, not really minutes. You've got to keep an eye on them while you're taking the skins off. And once the skins are off, they will then go into the pan, ready to reduce them down. Now I have been through these tomatoes, made sure that if they did have any defects, they were close to the top, so you can just pop them out as well. And so on and so on. So hey guys, I have had the tomatoes on the stove, and one thing I forgot to mention, these tomatoes that I'm using are generally known as a paste tomato. They're very hot, and they have a very, very thick skin, and that's going to dictate the amount of time that you have them in the boiling water. A tomato with a thinner skin, you know, a minute and a half. These guys, I've had them in for about 4 minutes. So just an FYI. Something else I forgot to do as well, because I brained on the fact that they were the thick skin tomatoes, I would have scored the skin a couple of times before I put them into the boiling water, which would have just helped a little bit. So all we're doing is we're going to take the skins off, and I've already got my sanitized jars right in front of me, and they just go straight in. Now this hot water is still super hot, so just be mindful when you do it, when you're grabbing at it. Wow, they are really hot. Now at this point you could put them in cold water, and I do have some right there, just to cool them down a bit to work with, because they're super hot. But we'll work with it. And you want to make sure before you take them out of the boiling water that those skins are going to come off like that. I'm going to put a few into the cold water so I can continue actually working. They're way too hot right now still. I'll just cool them down a little bit. And again, the skin, that will just go to compost. So skins off, takes a little bit of time. We've got time. We've got organic food in front of us that didn't cost a bank draft at the supermarket. So take your time and make sure you get all that skin off, and then in it goes. Now I did keep a bit of juice from the oh, that's much easier, I can actually hold it. I did keep a bit of juice from the tomato sauce, just in case I need to top these jars up. And usually I would just turn them upside down, because everything would be piping hot, but these guys are going to cool down real quickly. So what I'm going to do, I am going to put them in a hot bath, and that'll take, I'm not going to video that. I'll just, there's no need to. They're just going to go into a hot bath for about an hour, just to make sure that they seal, because they won't, they're not nowhere near hot enough to seal naturally, turned upside down with some tea towels over the top of them. I know they're just not hot enough. So, but I will put them in a bath. But for now, I'm just getting them into the jars. I got 3 jars prepped, and I might need a 4. We'll have a look. I'll get another one in there. So any of you guys out there that are canning, if you've got any input about how might make it better, make it easier, anything like that, do drop a comment. We try and answer all the comments within 24 hours of them being in there, and I always make sure that I like the comment so that you do get a notification that that we will reply to you. And speaking of replying, I was looking at the analytics today, and 93%, which is thousands of people who look at the channel, are unsubscribed. And hands down, the best way to help us create content is by liking the videos, hit the subscribe button and the notification button so that you know when we do these videos. That is the best way to help us create content by far. We're getting on track better for the subscriptions for this year, but we're still behind. Wow, that's hot still. I'm gonna eat that one. Beautiful sized tomatoes. Yeah. So one thing you are going to want when you're doing them like this is, I'll get a small one in there. You're going to want some lemon juice and some canning salt. If you put a teaspoon of lemon juice in each jar, it will help the tomatoes keep their redness. And the canning salt will just help them keep a little bit longer in there. So it's a teaspoon of lemon juice and a teaspoon of canning salt per jar. Okay, I'm going to start a second jar because I want to work out, am I going to get 3 jars here or 2? Okay, that's coming off much easier now. So like I said, guys, very, very much appreciated by Julie and I. If you just take that second and hit the subscribe button, and like I say, it helps us greatly create our content. Okay, put some more in there, cool them down a little. That water is boiling hot. So I was thinking while I was prepping to make this video, I was thinking that I should make a video on cast iron pans, cast iron cooking. All that non-stick that are in pans nowadays, they've done the research over many years now, and it is not good for the body at all. Like you may know, I do 99.9% of all the cooking here, and I only cook in stainless steel and cast iron. I don't have any pans at all with a non-stick coating on them. I learned that many years ago that that they were not good for as they heat up and get hot. They release toxins, and as you scrape when you're using spatulas, etc., as you scrape, you're scraping bits of it off, and it's going into your food. You don't want that. So cast iron and stainless steel. Now, they're not. Neither of them are the easiest cookware to use by no means. However, the more you use it, the more you'll get to understand it. I can fry eggs in cast iron and stainless steel. They never stick, and they just like you would fry an egg on any other surface. It's like everything else in life. Practice makes perfect. Just keep practicing. Stick with it on the black pans. And there's certain little tricks you can do. Once you've been cooking on a black pan for a while and you've got hot oil, once you see the hot oil start to become wavy, you're really close to the point of being perfect for fried eggs. And in stainless steel, put a bit of water in, and if the bit of water dances, you're about perfect, ready to start doing fried eggs. Just a little tip there, give it a go. So, looks like I'm only going to get 2 jars, which will take it this early in the season. There's still lots and lots of tomatoes on the vines. It can get a little bit messy. I forgot to put down some, I usually put down some kitchen towel. I'm starting to get a lot of liquid on the cutting board here. If it gets any worse, I'll grab some kitchen towel. So it looks like I will need that. I'm glad I took that out of the tomatoes, because it looks like I will need it to just give them some more liquid in those jars. So I'm glad I did that. They will obviously they will create some liquid in there, but I don't think there'll be nowhere near enough to cover them, or at least cover them 90%. But don't forget, have a look at your tomatoes first. If they're the ones like these, which are usually a paste, they've got a very thick skin, much thicker than a normal, another variety of tomato. And like I said, minute and a half for normal tomatoes, one with a thick skin, 3 or 4 minutes. And this one's still nowhere near wrinkly, and it's still fighting to stay on there. And it's been sat in that hot water all this time. So once I've got these in the jars, I'll get them shut up, and then I'll bring over the tomato sauce. That reduced down dramatically, the tomato sauce. We may get 2 quart jars, but the pan was full, and I only took that out, and it reduced down to just a couple of jars. We're governed to a certain degree on keeping the tomatoes, once they're off the vine. We've only got so much room in refrigeration or not to keep the tomatoes, so we've got to get them into jars. 1 tomato left, and it's probably going to go into this one. And like I say, the tomato sauce, that's been on the heat now for the last hour, That will go into the cans, into the jars, sorry, and I'll just turn them upside down. With the product being so hot, it will. Just quickly wash my hands. They will seal just turning them upside down. So, teaspoon of lemon and a teaspoon of the canning salt. That'll just help them keep their redness. So, sterilized lids on. I'll turn them upside down just to move that salt around. And they will go into the bath. Put a little bit of liquid in there. Better. Once they've been in the bath and they're sealed, they'll go on the shelf and they will last well over a year. Well over a year. I haven't had anything go rancid, sour, or anything like that in all the years that I've been canning. I haven't had anything happen. Okay, so quick clean up, and then we'll get back onto the sauce. So we've got the tomato sauce back off the heat since we strained it. Been back on the heat for about another hour and added a little bit more salt, and now it is ready to start jarring it. Probably, what was there, four, maybe 5 pounds, 5 pounds of tomatoes, and we will get maybe 3 jars. So once it starts reducing, it really does reduce. So bottom of the neck there, and then sterilized lid on. And like I said with these guys, I turn them upside down, and because that is boiling hot product, just turn them upside down, cover them with a couple of tea towels, and they will seal. 100% success rate doing it this way, like I said. One thing I did forget to do was put a little bit of basil in that jar. It looks like I may well get a third, so I'll do. It's going to be a small third. I might just save that and put that bit in the fridge. So a little bit of basil. Lid on. Under that, and they will seal in the next either 10 minutes or 20 minutes to an hour. But that's all I've got for you today, guys. Like I said, these will go through a bath because that product was not piping hot when I put it in there, and it will never seal. That's going to have to go into a bath, but I'm not going to bore you guys with that. These will stay like this. Like I say, over the next 10 minutes or an hour, they will pop and they will be ready to go straight into the pantry. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please do drop a comment, hit the subscribe button and the like button, notifications, so you know when we make new videos. Next video I'm going to make is all about cookware. Like I said earlier, stainless steel and iron pans. Like the Lodge pans. But guys, that's all we've got today. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video.